Set up the engine now. For this, you're gonna need the Epic Games Store in order to get Unreal. You're gonna need version 4.24.3, this one right here. If you don't have it, I'm gonna click on plus sign and search it down here. I already have it, so I'm just gonna click launch. And when it loads, you're gonna be shown this page right here. You're gonna click on games, hit next, go for blank, hit next. You don't want starter content, and everything else should be fine. Blueprint, no ray tracing, desktop. Here we're gonna rename our project. In my case, I'm just gonna call it test, something like that. Maybe test map. There we go. And make sure it saves to wherever, someplace you're gonna remember. Like create the project. Now that the project is loaded, you're gonna be shown something like this, some page like this. And what we're gonna do here is organize our files. First, let's start with a new folder. In this folder, I'm gonna call custom maps. Inside of custom maps, I'm gonna have a folder with your name. In my case, I'm just gonna go with screw it. I'm just gonna go with MVG. And inside MVG, we wanna have another folder with the name of your map. In my case, it was just test map. Oh, there we go. And in here, we can have all of our resource files, like for example, the actual map object, or textures, our meshes, and a bunch of other things really that you're gonna need eventually. Materials. Inside your map folder, you wanna go inside and click save. Oh well, it's gonna ask you to follow the path again. You just make sure you end up inside a map. And here we're gonna have the name of our map once more. Test map. I'm gonna click save, and now our map is gonna be here. If you wanted to, every time you close the editor, is gonna show you a different map. So I want to change that in project settings. If you go down to maps and modes, your editor startup map, you can just change it to test map. That way, every time it opens, it's gonna bring you there and not somewhere else. And I also changed the default map just cause test map right there. There we go. Close that. Now we're gonna go back to the content folder, and here we're gonna create our game mode. This folder is it's gonna be called data. So inside your data folder, you're gonna want to create a blueprint class. Select game mode base, and this one is gonna be called PvP underscore in game session game mode. Make sure to follow the capitalization exactly this way. That's the way they decided to keep it, and that's going to be very important. Another thing that you need to set up is here in the world settings. If you don't have this window, you can click on window and click world settings. Should open up. We're going to change the game mode override, and that's going to be the one we just made, PvP in game session mode. That way the map is going to be recognized by the game. Another thing that I like to change, this one is personal preference. We're gonna search for force no pre-compute lighting, no pre-computed lighting. What this is gonna do is that every time we build our map, it's not gonna take a long time building the lighting every time, and it's not that different from the actual baked lighting, unless you're using, I don't know, some kind of, unless you really go in deep into lighting. This is just an easy way to make it work. One more thing to change is we're gonna go to the project settings, and down here in the project settings, we're gonna look for LPV, light propagation volumes. You need to check that on. It's gonna ask you to restart the engine, and just go ahead and do that. Just make sure you save everything. Once that the engine has reloaded, it's gonna be ready for us to bring our assets in and start building our map.